Elon Musk's Neuralink is facing a government investigation for allegedly mishandling hazardous materials. An animal welfare group claims the Fremont-based company didn't properly clean or store devices after they were taken out of the monkey brains the devices were being tested on. Those devices may have been contaminated by pathogens that are harmful to humans.
The promise and the hope of this technology is to regain independence for people who have lost their physical independence.
This is the device right here. What is it?
That's correct. So this is the Synchron Switch system.
It's a small device making a massive impact on healthcare.
If you look at this portion right here, that's called the stentrode. So that's the part that goes, rests inside the brain, and it travels down the blood vessels.
To appreciate the big potential of Synchron's new stentrode brain implant,
This is what's reading the signals of the brain itself.
you have to understand how the company came to set up its new headquarters in the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
To be honest, we like to actually make New York City a neural hub of the world.
Kurt Hagstrom is Synchron's chief commercial officer.
When we're able to go deep into the brain and the thought and understanding the language that the brain speaks, there's so many doors that's going to open up for us in the medical field, and so many millions of patients that we're going to be able to help with that.
Which is why this little device has the possibility to change everything.
This is a life changer. It's a lifeline, and it gives them a reason to live.
It's technology capable of streaming direct thought.
In other words, you don't have to drill open the skull in order to put this on the actual brain matter itself.
And this kind of acts like an antenna
That's correct.
to something else that allows people with ALS or who's had a stroke to operate different digital items in their house.
That's absolutely correct. So this, again, rests inside. The body heals around this.
Synchron receiving a major boost recently when a medical journal found the device demonstrated long-term safety for the first trial patients. A huge milestone in a very competitive field of science. Even Elon Musk wants in, creating his own company called Neuralink.
It's basically Bluetooth to your phone. Because we'll have to watch the App Store updates.
But Synchron says using blood vessels to insert the device has them leading the race. Last December, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates invested $70 million into the company, which brings us back to this brand new lab in Brooklyn, which at the moment boasts a pickleball court as well to help researchers get creative.
Investigating Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink, which is developing a brain implant it hopes will help paralyzed people walk again and cure other neurological ailments. In December, a report said Neuralink has been under a federal investigation over potential animal welfare violations, and some of its staff made internal complaints about experiments being rushed, causing needless suffering and deaths.
So you think that, like, within the next 10 years, I mean, the way things are moving right now is crazy, even with like ChatGPT, the way it was like 4 months ago versus now. Things are on the move.
Yeah, it's the exponential increase in technological innovation. It's like the way things happen, they happen in these big giant waves, and then these technologies feed other new technologies. And I think it's going to be the case with all of them. I think it's medical science, and I think it's technology, and I think there's going to be a combination of the two of them eventually. There's going to be something that technology devises that can fix a lot of problems that people have. That's one of the uses of Neuralink. They think they're going to be able to help people that are injured and hurt, where they can't use parts of their body. They can restore movement. Yeah, that's going to be one of the first ways they use it. There's ones that they're coming out with. They're going to be able to reverse blindness. You're going to be able to give people the ability to see.
Mr. Beast style.
In some sort of artificial. No, not like cataract surgery, but like an artificial eyeball.
So is it a camera? Is that essentially what it is?
Well, it's going to function the same way an eyeball does, but it's going to send images to your brain instead of through the normal biological course that it is now, where you're looking through your eyes and the rods and cones and everything goes through, and you see what's going on. What you're going to do is get a digitalized version of that. You're going to get a computer version of fake eyeballs.
It's going to be a wild, and then once that's connected to the internet, and then
it's going to be bizarre looking into someone's fake eyeballs.
The ChatGPT thing made it weird, where I'm just like, yo, are people just going to be having conversations with two computers? It's just going to be two computers talking to each other?
Look at this. Brain implant startup backed by Bezos and Gates is testing mind-controlled computing on humans. What the dude?
I mean, people can't like this.
God damn it. MK Ultra! MK MK Ultra.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to you fellow brothers, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, Shbachnak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakat, Kodash. And this is just kind of like a update, a quick update. According to this this video that I watched on the MOTB, because here at Great Millstone, we are the main pushers in regarding to Israelite camps. We're the main pushers or advocates, bringing out the mark of the bestia, la bestia, okay, the MOTB. And I checked this video out this morning when I woke up. It was on my thread, Jason A. I'm not sure if it's an actual person or a group of people, but there's some good videos that they have. A lot of it, is bugged out Christian stuff. They add to it, but they know that it is the MOTB, as well as I'm pretty sure we go to the comment board, which I haven't did. Okay, I'm pretty sure they know that the MOTB is the C-HIP. Okay, the microprocessor that Esau's getting ready to offer the whole world, and he's rolling out these technologies now in the midst of he's heavily manipulating the weather. You got blizzard warnings out there in San Diego, which I'm actually from San Diego. Okay, that never happened in the 30 some odd years I've been there. Okay, snowing. My pops called me the other day. It's snowing out there. So that San Diego's known for great weather. Okay. So in the midst of all these things that are happening in the earth, we also have the last prophecy, pretty much the last prophecy to signal in or to solidify Esau, Edom, his reign being over. Okay. I want to go in the video. You probably saw the video. I'm gonna put it in post-production. Okay, I'm gonna put in post-production, so you probably gonna see it before or after. All right, but it's just going into the brain chip, which I've covered the brain chip multiple times. Okay, if you go on my page, especially Synchron, which you probably have, I got a couple of pages, so Esau striking me there, Esau striking me here, but Synchron actually has FDA approval, okay, to put a brain computer chip inside people's heads. Okay, Elon Musk is another major company. There's more companies that are doing this, not only here in the United States, but in Europe. And then you also have to consider and factor in Esau, his secret scientists, that do it under the cover, that of these different major governments. They're the black book, the what's it called, the black budget, if you will. There's a black budget where they fund, like DARPA. They fund different inventions or scientific things that you don't know about, and then they release the technology. But before they release the technology, what do? They put it into their media. They put it into their video games. They put it into their movies in a form of predictive program. So we're not ignorant of Satan divide. Let me bring this out, because we're literally we're about to go into his fullness in the Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency. When he rolls this technology out, okay, when he presents this technology, that's going to be the fullness of his let me read it again. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straight. That's going to be the fullness of his sufficiency. Okay. Meaning he's going to be at the height of his power. He's going to have all these world governments under his control, which he already has to a point. They're going to roll out this technology worldwide. Okay. According to the scriptures, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. Okay. He's going to shut down economies. He's going to use weather manipulation to displace people. Okay. He's flooding these different, these Western countries with immigrants. Okay. To cause even more confusion, to, he's train derailments. All right. Spewing toxic waste into, the atmosphere and the water table. People are just getting mysteriously sick. I ate some food the other day, and then just randomly your stomach start hurting. I mean, what the hell is that? I ate clean. I've been cool. But there's things that, Esau, he puts into the food that messes us up. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to present this as a form of salvation. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right. And you have a lot of people, which that word wicked is laborers. It's not actually talking about like a wicked person, but you have people that are exposing this, man. I was on a thread on Telegram, and they were going into the pedal gate. And man, Esau, that dude is getting exposed on another level. And who's exposing him? His own people, man. His own people are exposing him. There's another scripture, Psalms 64, right? Right, Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right, they'll get on TV, because remember, the internet, it records everything, and you got people that live on the internet, and as a body of people that just, their whole life is social media. Their whole life is the internet. You got people, their whole life, they make a living off of, being an alternative media. Okay. Reading through the lines and putting compilations together and telling you what the government is really doing. Okay. Secret research. They got contacts with, different, state entities that feed them, information. So some of them are insiders, and they're pretty much, their tongue is falling upon us. They're telling on themselves that this so-called NW to the so-called O, this thing is blown out of proportion. Now there are a lot of people that are just completely, zombies. Nevertheless, a lot of people do understand what's going on. You have a secret organization that traffic children, that, do all type of unspeakable things that we really can't even say on, YouTube. You already know that, Esau, take the videos down. You know what I mean? So even speaking about the brain chip is going to be taboo pretty soon, because people are going to equate this to the MOTB, just like they equated the, that juicy fruit. They were but that was a precursor. So let me go back to Job 20. All right. When he is about to fill his belly, this is the point I wanted to get. Okay, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. So we see all these things as signs of the end. Okay. We see, the brain chip, he's tirelessly working at these technologies. He got these young, bright minds that he funds, whether, it's Harvard, MIT, Stanford, okay, Columbia. All right. These different, scientists that he funds. He gives billions and billions of dollars in research to, all right, make this, make that, make a device that can track, make a device that can do this, make a device that can do that. Okay, he funds these bright minds, but he owns the technology. When you look at all these patents for these technologies that are, you know, in the earth, it goes back to certain people. Okay, it goes back to a certain group of people always. Okay, the Khazarian mafia. Okay, the scriptures call them the wicked. Okay. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right. This so-called New World Order, while he's eating, meaning he's chipping the whole world up. All right. He's released, you know, the pathogen that, you know, Mr. Microsoft said will get people's attention. Major people are dying on the earth. You got major famines, you know, at the height of war, missiles are getting ready to be shot off. People are afraid. You got people, you know, dying of strange diseases. You got, you know, you got sedition. Okay. When he's about to fill his belly, when he pretty much his enterprise will be a success, that's when Yahweh Shema Shai is going to return. Okay, through his son, all right, and the mighty angels. Let me bring out, let me continue to keep reading. He shall flee from the iron weapon, right, because he's going to go into, you know, his deep underground bunkers, right? He's going to go into his, he got, you know, cities underwater. He got whole cities underneath the water and underneath the earth and in different caverns and different caves that can hold millions of people, that have 50, 60 years of food, that have all the top scientists and researchers and intellectuals. They show you that in a few movies. There was one movie on Netflix. I watched maybe a season or two, about 2 seasons. It was called, it wasn't Locked Quarantine. Let me see. It was called Quarantine, Netflix. You gotta, I believe this is, I believe it's called Quarantine. It's not kind of letting me. It might not be called, I forget exactly. Okay, but that's a movie that goes into, I believe, or Containment. I forget. Let me see. There was a Netflix series. I forget exactly what it is, but there's so many of them. You know what I mean? There's so many series that depict what he's trying to do. But basically, you know, he faked a so-called alien invasion. All right. There was EMFs that took down pretty much, you know, took down all the infrastructure. The world went into chaos, anarchy. Major amount of people were displaced and died. And then a new government was set up. And, you know, they had regions where you couldn't, you know, you were assigned a certain region. All right. And you had a digital ID as well. You were assigned a certain region and you couldn't move from that region. Okay. And you were assigned work if there was work. All right. And there was a certain time that you couldn't, 9 o'clock or whatever, you had to be inside your house or drones would kill you on sight. So this is the society that he's setting up, that in his heart, he wants to set up, that he believes in his heart that he's going to be able to accomplish, but he's not going to be able to accomplish these things. He's going to be destroyed. Okay. So he's going to flee into his bunkers. He's going to be trying to control everything through AI. Okay. But that's when the Heavenly Father is going to strike him through with the iron weapon, which are part of the Lord's army. Okay. The weapons of his indignation. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Yeah, terrors are upon Esau, Edom, the wicked elite. Let me go to Isaiah. You're going right into slavery. Okay. Isaiah 60. I just want to kind of get to Isaiah 60 and 10. And the sons of strangers, which are the actual Gentiles, starting with Esau, shall build up thy walls. All right, just like we built up the walls of America. All right, even going into Rome, Greece, Babylon, Egypt. Okay, these great civilizations that once were, they all had one thing in common. They had the Israelites as slaves to do the grunt work, because the grunt work has to be done. So who's going to do the grunt work in the kingdom? It's going to be Esau right along with the other nations. Okay, so let me read this again. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. And this is why we're excited for Esau to bring in the MOTB. I mean, yeah, we're going to go through the straight. We got to go through the straight. There is no other choice. Just like Yahushua, he had to go through his hour of temptation, his straight gate. Okay, so we have to go through it, but we understand at the end of that, right, at the end of the rainbow, so to speak, there's a reward. All right, everlasting life, and as well as the nations that oppressed us, we're going to oppress them. All right, that's true justice. That's righteous justice, in which you are not going to receive any righteous justice in this world. If you speak about those things, you are you're demonizing and called a supremacist, a black supremacist, or you know what I mean, or a bigot. And their kings, which goes into the elites, shall minister unto thee, meaning serve. For in my wrath I smote thee. Right, the Most High, he smote us. He jacked us up. He made us a drink of that cup. But in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Right, because ultimately, let me bring that out. Ultimately, it's Jeremiah. The Most High, this is Jeremiah, Isaiah. The Most High is having mercy on Jacob. And I'm gonna kind of close it up. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, the Israelite foreigners, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, right, the Israelites, so take the other nations and bring them to their place, which we'll read in Isaiah 60 about the kings, how they're going to minister. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. That's the kingdom of heaven. That's the blessing that was given to Jacob. Okay, to have all his brethren under him as servants. That's why Esau wept when you go on. That story is a heavy. I love going into that story. It's like my favorite story. Esau wept because he lost everything. But see, he has power now, which was also given to him, his consolation prize. All right, but it wasn't meant forever. But he's trying to extend that. He's trying to extend that little blessing his father Isaac gave to him. But he can't extend, that blessing. His time is up. So he's going to go on a rampage to try to destroy the Israelites, because this thing is going to get out of hand. And then you're going to have the chariots that are going to be showing themselves more and more. He's going to try to control the narrative, right? It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, just as we are reading in Isaiah. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So that's point blank period. And this is a sign, this MOTB, okay, this is a sign that we're getting ready to rule over our oppressors. So everything everything is lining up, okay, according to biblical prophecy. And this brain chip, right, it says brain implant startup backed by Bezos and Gates is testing mind control computing on humans. So, I mean, it's pretty much clear. If you can't see it, then, you know, the Most High has not opened up your eyes. You know, maybe, you know, pray to the Lord that he open up your eyes. If not, you're just not part of the elect. Okay, and you got to be an Israelite. So, you know, that was just a little quick, you know, update on that. Until next time, shalom to the elect.